Joined today by Tina Griffin, the Counterculture Mom. Tina, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me on here. There's always something to talk about, isn't there?
There is, and we're going to actually revisit something we've talked about before. It's this HBO series called Transhood. And you knew, when we talked about this before, this was not going to end well. But it's surprisingly how bad it's gotten so quickly. So talk a little bit about the situation, then we'll play a clip for the folks at home to see.
Absolutely. Parents need to be aware. We at first, Counterculture Mom and the team said, hey, if you're going to watch Transhood on HBO, it can be used as a tool to talk to your kids about what is happening in that whole realm of our culture today, so you can actually witness and show them the love of Christ. But now we have major indoctrination. It took about 3 seconds into the first episode to even get there, when a pastor, a female pastor, and that's a whole other show to discuss my thoughts on that, basically is telling anyone in the church setting who thinks that they're actually the opposite sex or wants to get into transgenderism, they want to honor those children and they should come up to the front. So you have a wannabe mom who has no clue on how to raise her child. That honestly, this just makes me want a ball. So I'm cutting right to the chase here. This is a mom that wants to be famous, get the attention, get paid, become progressive, and show everybody in the world, look at me, I'm letting my kid choose what sex he wants to be at 4 years old.
Today we choose to recognize, honor, love, and celebrate anyone here who would claim their identity publicly as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, or questioning, intersex, pansexual, asexual, or any category that I've left out.
This is Phoenix.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're a little shy. Do you want to tell everyone if you're a boy or a girl?
I just want to tell them that I'm a girl.
Okay, you can tell them that.
Okay. Phoenix would like you to know that she's a girl and she prefers she and her pronouns.
This way. May you be well, safe, and whole. We honor you exactly as you are.
And what gets me in this quote-unquote Christian church, there is no invocation of the name of God. There is no reference to Christ. There is no scriptural reading. There is nothing about this church other than its name and the way it falsely sells itself to these parishioners, if you can call them that. This is not a Christian church. Christianity has nothing to do with any of this, but they have co-opted the name of Christ in a very dangerous way.
Absolutely. And Dr. Duke, being a mom of 4 kids, 11 to 7 years old, I know I was really on fire when we first started this segment, but part of me just wants to cry, and part of me is totally full of anger, because to me, this is complete child abuse, and the mom is sacrificing her child. And millions of kids are going to be watching this with their parents thinking, oh man, that is the loving thing to do, if that's where they want to brace themselves. It is such a lie from the pit of hell. And I just want to encourage people, because there's hope in every single segment that you and I do. The number one thing that spoke to me is we as Christians must talk to our neighbors, our friends. There are people that I know living this lifestyle or trying to get their child to switch over. And I was just at a birthday party recently, and the mom that I talked to, she was loving and embracing, celebrating this, and my guts were twisting. And of course, I know I'm going to be seeing her again. So it's a friendship started, but now I'm asking God, quickly, easily, give me the right words to share with this mom, because that child is completely being led down the wrong path. But we have to speak up. And as Christians, we're going to be literally having to face the Lord and being accountable for what we did and didn't do while we're here. I know you busted, I busted, and we have a lot of people out there today. They're on the front lines working very hard. But there's also a lot of people that are using excuses to not get in the game for fear of getting sued, being bullied, having people think that they're haters. But we have to it is too late. We are in the 11th hour. We have to get in the game. So keep doing what you're doing, Dr. Duke. And anyone out there thinking, man, I have a neighbor, friend, cousin, brother who's in this situation, talk to them today, because these parents need to guide their kids in truth.
Well, and the media manipulation is damning here. I remember 15 years ago, I bet you do too, 15 years ago, when George W. Bush was president, these same producers, not literally, the same Hollywood ilk, made Jesus Camp, right? where Christian kids went off to be in church. They would go on Sunday camps and they would, pray for the president. And we were told this was cultish behavior. This was Christianity acting as a mind-controlling cult on little kids. That had nothing to do with this. This now is celebrated by the same Hollywood mindset. What you actually have here is a mind-controlling cult, a very dangerous mother who has convinced her child with praise and with encouragement to be something that the little boy doesn't even understand what it is. This is a horrifying situation. We're really glad, Tina, that you brought it to our attention. We'll keep monitoring it, but let's at least try to end on something positive. Tell us about what's going on with you at Christmas for our listeners.
Absolutely. Dr. Duke, I just want to tell you once again, I greatly appreciate this opportunity. I love being on your show, and I love the encouragement that I'm getting from parents who are a part of what we are doing together and making a difference in their areas. So keep at it, parents. It is worth it for the blood, sweat, and tears. At Counterculture Mom, we currently have 20 people now that do content curation of letting parents know ahead of time what is coming out of Hollywood, so our children are not seeing, watching, viewing, downloading, sharing content that is like Transhood on HBO. Now that app right now is going to be $2.99 a month or $39.99 for the year, and then up on Saturday where the price is going up. So basically, get it now, lock it in for the premium content for that app, where we pump out a lot of trending news stories, pop culture alerts, so you know what's coming out before Hollywood even announces it's coming out, so we can keep our kids safe. But the coolest feature in that section is our parent chat, where parents can talk to each other about these issues and how to talk to their kids. Let's say one parent in Wisconsin said, hey, my child watched Transhood, now they're thinking about going to that side. We can have another parent on the app that would basically talk to him, hey, my child went down that road, here's how we got him help, here's how they got counseling, and now my son is back to who he was meant to be. And those parents can talk to each other through our app, the Counterculture Mom app, by getting the premium section.
Tina Griffin, Counterculture Mom, thanks for all that you do. We appreciate it.